And start recording. Good morning. Anybody there? I'm sure there's somebody there because the weather's not so nice today. I bet there are plenty of us in the shack today, hey? Staying safe, happy and creative. There's a very cold snap in the air here in the southeast of England. What about where you are? Tell me, where are you actually? Come on in. Do you know that we've been together 203 hours? It's 203 hours today. I think that's amazing. And what's today? It's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. And today is our last day in the Garden of England because we've been a-doodling, haven't we, on the SHAC bus. So today I thought we'd stay in the shade because we've done the inky bit and now we should stay in the shade. What do you think? You rock. Hey? I've got a really sore throat at the moment. I don't know what's going on. I think we need a break. Yeah, it's not like I've seen anybody, but I've got a really sore throat. So, yeah, lots of Lemsips. Nothing sinister, just a sore throat. But yeah, so getting all set for the TV at the weekend. I shall tell you about that later. But now we're going to get started. So let's have a look. Paul, are you in the room? What's the time? 5:58. There you go. Lovely. Paul is in the room with you if you have any questions. I decided to use the old system because I've got television this weekend. I thought, I don't want to fiddle with the knobs until the telly's over because I don't want to, you know, Paul has the advantage of having Jim in the room next door, but I'm on my own up here. So I just thought, why fix it if it ain't broke? So we're on the old system. You don't even know that, but there's no little logo up the top, and you know it's quite a clever little app. But I just thought I'll stick to the old, so I know what I'm doing. And then next week after the TV, then I shall learn how to use the new one. There you go. Old habits die hard. You know what it's like when you get a little older. You get a more prudent, don't you? A bit more cautious. So. And I've got TV on Friday at 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock on the craft store, aka Hochanda. Really lovely stuff. I'll tell you a bit more about that later. And then on Sunday, 2 to 4, it's some really nice Clarity Classics. So I've got my work cut out for me this weekend. I've got a mountain. You can't see it here. This is the thing about TV. You can only see what's behind me. But if you could see what was to the left of me, it is unbelievable. Because I was working this morning before we got together and I literally just dumped it all over there. Be all right by Friday. It'd be fine by Friday. I've got another couple of days yet. So come on in. Is anybody there apart from me? I should hope so. Yeah, there they all are. Good. Let's finish this little trip to Dymchurch, shall we? Because that's what we were doing. Let's have a look, shall we? What we're up against. So let's have a look. We've got. We went to East Peckham. No, that's East Peckham. That's Maidstone, Yalding, East Peckham, and then we went to Dymchurch, to Dungeness, didn't we? On our 3 little vignettes. And do you remember, just in case you're new to what we're doing, this is the 5th hour. Is it the 5th we've been working on this? What we did was we traced our images, didn't we, like this, and then we transferred them. You can transfer them. I transferred them onto the stamp board shapes to make a little triptych. So the idea is, what I've done is I've taken my artwork from there and I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to use these are the risers. So when you get your shapes, you get different shapes obviously, but you get 3 different sizes as well. So here, for example, these are a couple of ones that I was testing. Look, from these are coming up. Look, these are testers. The rejects from the TV show on Friday, but it doesn't matter because they still give me what I need, which is the height. See, and then that one's going to sit on that, and that one's going to sit on that. Yeah. And then that one's going to sit on that, and they're all going to get connected with this, and that will be beautiful. And then our friend Greg Lashmar, if you want to even put a frame around it as well, he's offered to make frames for us too. So that's something to consider. I think this is lovely. And also don't forget this comes with the stands as well. We're giving you free stands that Dave's cutting out on the old Heidelberg press. Yes, he is. So we've got stands as well, which are really cool. I don't know where they are. I'll tell you what, they're here somewhere. They can hear me. So that's what we're doing. And that's where we're at. In fact, yeah, do you remember? I did that, this trick too, didn't I? I wonder where oh yeah, there you go. So I did a lino cut I transferred the art to a lino cut and made, yeah, that was quite nice. See, I quite like that. That's quite dramatic, isn't it? Yeah, watch this space. That's my new passion next to pottery. I don't think it will replace pottery, but it's certainly easier than pottery. And while my thumbs are a bit on the blink, you know, I can't do nothing. I have to do something. Don't we, us crafters? Got to keep busy. Get out of the head and stay with the hands. That is my solution to life. Right, are we ready to rock and roll then? Come on, let's get started. Paul, is the sound okay? Yes, good. So we'll take these little fellas. If you're interested in these triple mount triptych sets, they're pretty cool, aren't they? Make a lovely present. See, that's the thing, my mum and dad will love this when it's finished. There's nothing quite like a handmade gift, eh? So let's have a look. We've got that and that and that, and now we're going to go for the shading. I put a little bit, I thought I'd start here just to tone, you know, I put a little bit of texture into this one, and to do that I'm going to use my Bridge to Art pens, my micron pens. Let's get the right glasses on and then we can get started, can't we? Hey? I think that's dandy. So let's have a look. 05, that's a good one. And I'm just going to put these lines in so that everybody can get in the building with us. So I'll put these in while we're waiting. Have you done yours already? Did you? I know, I'm a bit behind everybody here. Not much good for a bus driver. Let's put the other glasses on. Yeah, a bit of a scramble. And when you don't feel 100%, everything just seems to take longer, doesn't it? Right, so slowly does it. I'm using the finest of those pens. They are good. So I've done it in pencil. And now I'm inking in, and then I'll get rid of the pencil. So this is just a little recap really, isn't it? Yeah. Slowly does it. Get your eye in. You notice that I'm doing the same thing in the same place. Sorry, I'll come in a bit tighter in a minute. I'm a bit further away than I need to be. But have you noticed how I'm turning the artwork when I'm doing it? Right, there you go. One down, that's the boardwalk. Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, yay! Oh, when I lived in California, in Northern California, in Monterey, we lived in the Monterey Bay, and the beach boardwalk in Santa Cruz was on the other side of the bay. So say if you're in Monterey or Pacific Grove, there's this great big bay, and on a clear day, beautiful, sea otters, sea lions, I mean, mad, right? When I lived there, I used to think, pinch me, you know. I never thought I'd ever wake up in a place where there were pelicans and sea lions. You could hear them in the bay, right? So we lived in Monterey in Pacific Grove on that side of the bay, And on the other side, on a clear day, was Santa Cruz, which was really, really, it was touristy in both places, but one was more the aquarium and, you know, bikes, the bicycle path that ran all the way around. And then the other one was helter-skelter and fun fair and Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, yay! And so every now and again, with the kids, we'd venture around that side. And the worst thing was the parking. And it's no different. It's no different to here, you know. But I remember just being on the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It's that kind of iconic, isn't it? Something really special about it. And so here we've just drawn a beach boardwalk in Dymchurch. I don't think so. Yeah. God, yeah. I was saying to Dave the other day, I'm just air drawing at the moment to get my eye in. Yeah, here we go. I'm glad that I travelled a lot. I'm a bit of a nomad. I take it from my mum, you know, the old Wanderlust. I'm glad I got it out of my system before we were locked down. I have no need now, or no desire, or, you know. Yeah, look at that. That looks good. I like it. I like it, Barbara. Right. You know that, what's it called? Gracie got it us for Christmas. Ancestry. You know? Have you done your ancestry thing? You have to spit in a bottle, like give them a bit of saliva, and then they work out your DNA and you find out where you come from and that. And I know that mine's going to be Grace's and Mark's, obviously, with having an African American father. You can imagine theirs is really diverse. Okay, they're Scottish and African. And so Grace got ours for Christmas as a gift. And, you know, we've been faffing about, taking our time, spitting in. Anyway, we sent our saliva off. And my saliva got rejected, so I've got to go again. I don't know what I did wrong. But Dave's came through yesterday, and he now thinks he's some sort of nobility. He got his results through, you know, and my mum and dad, they've got theirs already. Grace treated them as well, and theirs is all. Dad is very, very Scottish, primarily, yeah. And Dave was really, it was quite comical. He's like 40. What was he? He's like 52% Scottish, right? And then 40-something%, like 40% English, and he comes from the Potteries, that area, Staffordshire, which is exactly right. So they got that exactly right. And the rest is Welsh. So that's it. His family and his heritage, it's all on the island. They never left the island like us lot. We are all travellers and nomads. Yeah, Mum's got Swedish in her, hence, you know, the name Hilma, and my name's Zelma. And so it's fascinating that Dave and his family, and they got it right, Aberdeen, he comes from Aberdeen and Banff and that area, which is exactly right. And then also Staffordshire, the Potteries, which is where his father's line comes from. That's his mother and that's his father. And what's interesting is because they were farmers, and like generations of farmers. Of course, farmers never travelled. Farmers never, because they had livestock. If you've got livestock, we've got 2 kittens and we can't go anywhere. Imagine if you've got hundreds of cows and sheep. And you know, they were dairy farmers and sheep farmers. And so, of course, when you've got livestock, you don't go anywhere, do you? And so his DNA is pure, absolutely purebred, nearly, you know. Yeah, interesting that, isn't it? Because they were farmers, they never ventured away because, of course, they couldn't. Hang on, I'll start in the middle. I thought that was really, what's the word? Like wholesome, something really, you know, like there's something very powerful about that. I said, that's such a good thing, because Dave said, well, I'm boring. I said, well, you're not boring, are you? I think that's fabulous. I think that's fabulous. That underpins his roots, really. Isn't that nice? There you go. It underpins his roots. That's his... I won't rub that out yet. I won't rub out the pencil lines until the ink is dry. But I will remember to do that before I go with the shading. But yeah, isn't that... Who here has done it? Have you done your what's it called? Oh, my brain. I had it before, didn't I? Heritage. It's like your... I can't remember the name now. Can't remember the name. I did say it before. It's like it will come to me. Brain fog. A little bit of brain fog going on here, people. Right, we're going to do some shading. Right, so let's talk about the shading. If we ancestry, got it in the back of the net. Sometimes you just have to. Do you find that? The more you focus on something and try and think of it, it won't come. And then you let your mind wander away, and then it's like all your little synapses, it all little clicks into place, and then it goes, yeah, I remember. My mum and dad are like that. It's so funny sitting with them. And did you see that film? Then we can't remember the name. Then we can't remember the name of the actor or the actress. And it just goes. But it was really good. On the subject of films, right, I know I'm digressing here. This is so of our generation. If you haven't seen it, put this on your watch list. Find it. Where did we find it? I think this is Amazon Prime again. I think Dave found it on Amazon Prime. It's called 66. 66. That's it. It is one of the most uplifting, brilliant films I've seen in years. It's really star-studded, very English film, and it's all about. It's not Route 66. It's very English, and it's all about 1966, the World Cup. And I remember it as if it was yesterday. I was 7 years old, and I remember we lived in a council estate in Aylesbury, and we were in the play. We were all playing in the playground. You know, there was this sort of island with swings and that, and the kids were hanging out there. And I can just remember this roar, this wow, you know, when the English won. And my mother's German. Can you imagine the atmosphere in our house? I remember running home thinking, what's happened? What's happened? Because this entire council estate in Aylesbury, apart from the couple of German women, not happy. My mum still hasn't recovered from that. Yeah. But back to the film. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And it's all about a Jewish family in London. Helena Bonham Carter is the mother. I mean, when I say star-studded, I'm saying brilliant acting. Yeah. Look it up. We've even bought the DVD. Now I've got to buy a DVD player. Because we haven't got one of them anymore. We bought the DVD. Now I'm going to buy the DVD player so I can plug it in and show my mum and dad, because they won't have Amazon Prime. And it's easier. It's easier to buy the DVD player and take it over to mum's. Yes, that's what's happening next weekend. It's such a fantastic film, and it's so it will bring back all the memories, not just to the World Cup, but the music. Brilliant music, and the setting and the fashion, and just brilliant. Absolutely on the nail, button, like brilliant. Yeah, if you get a chance, fantastic. And it's not about the football. If it was about the football, I wouldn't have bothered. But the football is it's that leitmotif. It's what goes. It's that thread all the way through. You know, very clever, very clever. I have a tissue at the ready. Right, so now I've waffled long enough. Let's have a look at these. Let's get started on the shading. If you're using pencils, we can go with pencils, and we can just use HB pencils, can't we? Right, just use an HB pencil, a lead pencil, or I've got greys. Now, do you remember, because that's the thing about the polychromos. I'm bringing them all in here, look. Do you remember the polychromos, the tin of 60? The tin of 60 has got some really good greys. Ah, that's where they all are. Right, so they all go in here. Right, that's it. So I thought they was a bit thin on the ground. Right, okay, so I'll put my greys back in there. So you've got your greys here, right? But if you haven't got this tin of 60, then you're nobbled, really. Nobby Styles, he was in the picture. Live footage, that's the other thing. You remember, because of the film, it's all the live footage. You know, Bobby Moore and Bobby Styles and Bobby Charlton and Jackie Charlton. It really, 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 I recognised them all, and I'm not a football fan, but it was great. Anyway, so back to this. Bobby Styles, where does that come from? Right, now these ones, these are that set of 12 that we put together. Paul, if you could do us a favour, put the link up. Because the reason that we put these in was because we wanted to get some greys, right? So you've got a few grey, look, you've got all these greys here. This is the set, I put them together this morning. So you've got all these greys now to work with, right, those ones. I'm close, aren't I? And then we've got silver, gold and copper, which are very nice. I put in a cream, an ivory, a pink and a blue. These are really nice just for background colours. And we may go there. Because the reason was, because when we go to the I've got it all there. The pergoliners, brilliant, aqua and all that, no grey. No grey. Let down. We've tried multiple times to get grey in there, not happening. And I thought, oh, forget it then. We'll just add polychromos and do a little grey bundle with key colours. So that's what we've done. So if you've got the pergoliners, you don't have to buy the 60 just to get a few greys. Just get them. So that's what we've got there. We've got them. We need a little bit of copy paper, don't we? We've got a sharpener. I turned the place upside down earlier on, looking for my sanding block. I've got no chance in here today. This is not the day to be looking for the sanding block. But it is very good. I'll find it. It's all right. There's just a lot going on at the moment. A lot going on. Right, a bit of copy paper to check the colours. And then we're going to start doing a bit of shading. Shall we? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? And let's get started. Now, my own opinion, right? I'm a big one for playing it safe. See, this is a beautiful colour. This is that warm grey too. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want the shade to be, and I'm going to use the lightest colour just to add the shade, because the shade will bring this to life. Yeah, and so it's for example, if we look at this is a big pattern here, so we can see if I wanted to add a bit of shade, I'd probably, let's go down this side here and watch the optical illusion. When you do this, it's interesting how if we just add a little bit of shadow through here, right, just add a little bit of shadow there. We're getting away from the edge a little bit because it's the lightest colour, you know, there you go. So just on that edge. Isn't it funny how now when you look at this, let's have a look. It looks almost like there's a dip. Do you see how you can create the illusion that there's a dip on this side? So it's like steps. Just put a little bit of a grey on that, like that. The thing about the polychromos as well is if you don't like what you've done, this is a great one for, you can rub it out. You just need the pink. See, if you don't like that, then you can go in and just take it out again, which is really useful. Okay. But I like it, so I'm going to put it back in again. Right, and we're going to just colour in with greys. That's all I want to do, is just colour in with greys. And I think I'll add a little bit of shadow along that edge there as well. See if that helps. There you go. So we're just going to add a little bit of shade now. Won't take long. And again on these, just along those edges, on the lower edge. I think I'll go along the lower edge, like that. Yeah, so you could go along the upper edge or the lower edge. But I think we'll just bring that colour in. There we go. Netflix. 66 is Netflix. There you go. Most of us got... Is it Netflix? Oh, cool. My mum and dad might even have Netflix. I'll have to send the DVD player back. Oh dear. Has anyone seen 66 apart from me and Dave? Right, there you go, got a bit of grey going on there, got a bit of grey coming in here, and I'm using that warm grey all the way through, and you just chisel in. There we are. Nice. It's going to look good. And again, on this one, I think I'll go every other one, just add a bit of shade. Every other one grey, it says. That's it. Just add a bit of shade. We could do a bit more in a minute. Let's get a base in. That's what we want to do. So these are like the tram lines. Well, or steps, whatever you want them to be. Let's just add a bit of shade. Just gives the whole thing a little bit more depth, doesn't it? Right. And again, down the middle, I think. Just down the middle. On that side. That side. That's it. Yeah, I've been so busy, I haven't really been able to work ahead, you know. And usually, you know me, I'm always one step ahead of it, but this is, I'm winging this. That's the word I'm looking for. But it's okay. It's okay. It's only a bit of shading. I'm sure I can cope with this. Right, so we're doing this together. A little bit of shading, a little bit of shading in that one. And then we just want to add a little bit to the trees as well. Right, so in under here, that's going to be a shadow there. And then I think I'll put a little bit of shade. We'll put a little bit under the tree. We're not there yet though. Let's do this field here and that field there and that field there. A couple of the fields under that tree as well. Okay, then we've got the farm. So this light colour, the warm grey 2, my fave, what it does is it just gives you, it softens the whole thing, but it also, can you see this okay? The trouble is with warm grey, you can't see it very well, can you? That's all right though. Because in a minute we're going to go in with a darker grey. This is just establishing where the shade is going to be. Now, look what we're going to do with these trees. I think what would be really nice is if the apples had a bit of shade like this. See, I wonder if that would look good. Just round the outside, lower edge. Have you already finished yours? Have you shaded yours and loaded it onto Facebook? Have you? Good for you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it enough to finish it. Here we are. Now, I might add a little bit of shadow here and there. There. Just get a bit of... This warm grey 2 is an ideal pencil because it just... Yeah, it does. It just establishes the area that you want to. Now, what about down this side here? What we're going to do? I'm going to stick to the bottom, like the underneath the lines. That's what I'm going to do. Just in one direction. That'll do for now. Can always come back and do something different afterwards, can't you? Yeah. A bit of grey in there. Right. Soft. Calms you down straight away, this, doesn't it? Don't you find? I do. I always think when you start doing this work, be it colouring or shading or whatever it is you do, then everything just fades away, really. Don't you find that? I'm just going around I don't know what these dots are, but I'm going around them. Now these, on the road, they're white, aren't they? These bits. Otherwise, yeah, you don't have a white road with black marking. You have black road with white marking. So we'll put the shade round the outside of it. There we go. Just a little bit along the bottom. There you are. Let's do that. On the side, like that. Good. Yeah, we'll leave the middles. We'll leave the middles. We won't colour them in. That would look a bit weird. Hey? So you dig in. See, this is easy because you've got like a chisel edge. Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the strongest memories that I have as a kid, was 1966. And I didn't know when it was. I think it, according to the film, it was like July or August, around that time, the cup final day. But I just remember that raw, really amazing. And I was in another place. I'm digging in now. And I lived in Nuremberg. And I remember another time, and there was my friends had this Italian restaurant on the corner, but they weren't my friends at this point. I didn't know them. I'd just moved there. And my flat in Nuremberg is near the Stadtpark, near the town park, and yeah, that looks nice. And I remember doing some prep because I worked at the Volkshochschule, which was it was an evening school, adult education. I used to teach English as a foreign language there. And I'm going to a darker colour now. So what I'm going to go to now is warm grey 4. I'll go to the next one down. And this time I want it to be a little bit not so dark, closer to the line, not so. So let's have a look. So you're staying on the line. You'll see the difference. Look, you come along and then you just tease it out. So you come along and then you tease it out. See? So now what you're doing is you're just intensifying the line. Let me see if I come in. Let me do a couple and then I'll come in closer. Right, so here, for example, let me do this zigzag again. And what I'm doing is I'm just going back over and then teasing it out. But you'll see the difference. Let me do some and not the others. Right. So this is maybe not the darkest colour we're going to go to, but let's have a look at the difference. Cool, I need to change the... I need to hit the button to switch us all off. Right, so you see how... Let it just focus for a minute. You see how the darker comes in over the top of the lighter colour, yeah? Right, we'll just tease that out a little bit. Okay. And, yeah, so because I did evening school, I was always prepping during the daytime. And I just remember sitting at the window doing my prep. Nothing's changed, does it? I was just a different sort of prep. And I remember this raw. And the Italians just had won. And the little restaurant must have been rammed with all the Italians in Nuremberg. They'd all gone there to watch on the big screen, you know. And I just remember the jubilation. And that year the Italians won. I don't know what year, I don't know. But I just remember that. And I remember thinking, oh, it's just like when I was a kid, 1966. Yeah. Never happened again, though. We never even got close, did we? And every time you bring it up, my mother says, oh, it was not right. The goal should have been allowed or something. Oh, well, there we go again. So it might be quite contentious watching this film with my parents. Maybe on second thought, maybe I won't bother. Because my dad just sits there, dry as an old stick, like bone dry, saying we amateur. Because he's a Londoner. He lets her rant and rave. And then he says, yeah, you got annihilated. We amateur. It's like, no, I don't think that's quite true, Dad. I think there was an element of luck involved. God dear. Yeah. I think there wasn't. Doesn't that look cool? Yeah, so nice. We get some really nice shading going now. And if you overcook it, you can always rub it out, you know. Don't have to settle for it. It's a good thing. You don't have to settle for what you've done. You can always... I think I might colour that door in. Yeah, that's the thing. It is different. The grey pencils, they have a different feel to them than HB pencils, lead pencils, or... And the other thing is, because it's stamp board that we're working on, what's really nice is that you compress the board. I don't know if you're using the stamp board, but you can literally compress it. So in other words, no, I'll leave that. When you press down with the pencil, you can feel, if you press hard, you can feel the stamp board compressing, which is cool. Right. There you go. I've got to find my sanding block that I don't like really sharpening them that much. It doesn't need it. But I did look before we got together, and I thought, oh, where have I put that? Could be anywhere in here. I mean, seriously. In fact, I found 3 more. I did find more of them, and then I put them all together because I thought that's an intelligent thing to do. Let's consolidate so they're all in one place. And now they're all in one safe place. Whereas before I had 3 of them and they were sprinkled around, so I had 3 times as much chance of finding them. Now I've got no chance. I've got 1 chance as opposed to 3 chances. Never mind. Never mind. Right, I'm liking that, and I'm thinking that I may... Do I wanna? I wonder what happens with ivory. Yeah, do you see? So this is rather nice. We've done the low lights. I'm thinking this ivory. Was this ivory? Yeah, Elfenbein. Ivory is rather nice because it changes the white, the board colour, to a creamier colour. Yeah, this is quite good, you know. Not on everything, but maybe on the... Oh, yeah, on the house. The little maison. Yeah, okay. I'm doing that. On that bit there, we're definitely going down there on that one. I'm thinking... What about this one's quite... I think I might add a bit of... Flash of colour in there. Changes it, look. See? Just a little flash of that Elfenbein. Yes. This one's quite good. I might... Yeah. It's contrast, isn't it? Isn't that... Look how it warms it up. Yeah, I like that. Right, little flash of that. Definitely in the trees as well. We're going to go in with a darker colour as well. the dark grey, but not yet. Right, just a little bit of a flash. Yeah, I like that. Now let's go to a darker grey. Let's go to the next darker one in. What have we got now? Now we've got warm grey 5. So this is one, actually, come on, push the boat out. Go to Payne's grey. See what happens if we put the Payne's grey in. This should be quite dark. Yeah. So now all we're doing with the Payne's grey, you literally are going over the line. Just chisel in and go over the line, and it intensifies it. Do you see? Down here, for example, that'll look good. Look, and you just draw over the actual line art, and it will, yeah, gives it that real lovely, really nice. With the trees, I'm thinking, where's that? Should have probably used that one. Let's go with this one. What about this under here? Let's get some shadow in under here. So I'm going to follow the tree line with a lighter grey first. Right. That'll work. How are you doing anyway? Are you okay? Hope so. It's funny old times. Let's take the next one. Let's come in here now. Let's go in. Same sequence. Let's go with that one again. Darker. I've over sharpened this one, so I've got to be careful now. Right. There, that looks good, doesn't it? See? Take a little bit of that warm grey. When in doubt, get your old warm grey out. And I don't mean me. There, see? It's good, isn't it? Haven't done much with this here, have we? What do I think? I'm going to just sharpen this one again. That ivory one. Slowly does it when you sharpen. Ugh. Crap sharpener. That's what it is. It's a rubbish sharpener. Right, talk among yourselves while I sort my pencil out. It didn't break, but it's not doing very well. So I'm going to have to get radical with it. See, that's the thing about these sanding blocks. So much better for the... See, now I've broken it. So much better for the pencils themselves. Now, where are they? Anyway, so this week, while I'm sorting out this pencil, my little ivory, clearly she likes the ivory one. Right, I'm going to have to treat yourself to one of those sanding blocks. Trust me on that. What a difference that makes. Yeah. It's all right though. Yeah, so on Friday, 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock, I've got this TV show that we're prepping here. Really nice stuff. The more I play with these stamps, the better. The better it gets. Now I've forgotten what I was doing now. Oh yeah, I wanted to put some little. That's why I wanted to sharpen, because I wanted to get in these little dots. The more I play with these stamps that Lucy designed, the more impressed I am. They are they're so delightful to use. Really, really excellent. And it's that whole, you just take one stamp, you know, and it's quite astounding what you can do just with one stamp. So I hope you can join in and watch. I think you'll be impressed. These are worth having in your stash. These beautiful. They're so good to use. Let's do a little shade around these. They're so good to use. I want to show you some artwork. Let me just show you some artwork. I've got enough here, that's for sure. Yeah, here we go. This is nice. So look at this. Let me just show you this one. Right, see what you think of this. So you'll be familiar with the butterflies. Look, see, I haven't mounted it yet because I can't, I'm decided. You'll be familiar with the butterflies, but you see that stamp there? So you stamp the butterfly, and then this is just one stamp, and then this is this little collection of 3 is a stamp, and then you've got the single ones, and then you've got the dots. So how I coloured it in was with the 3 colours, just random. But so that just goes to show you, look, what you can do with, that's just one big stamp, and then little ones to decorate. But the big stamp actually has got the swirls on it. You don't have to do all them as well. It comes in the set. So when you look at the stamps themselves, let me just show you. Oh, this is chaos here. But I want to show you, because what impressed me about these, right, there, look, see, so you look at the set here, right, that there, that one, is that, isn't it? Like that, see? That's that. And then you've got that little 3 one, that's this one here. Yeah? And then you've got the little filler, that one is the one I did all the colour with. This is impressive to me. And that is the stamp. Look, that's that stamp. Looks like a sticker, isn't a sticker. And then I did a kind of a little colour swatch here, so that you can see which colours I used, and I just used that little dot there. That's so clever. And we haven't even touched on any of these ones. That was that dodgy one. Well, no, it wasn't dodgy. You know where I said there was a reject, and it was behind the. Here I've got more. See, just trying different colours out. Isn't that beautiful? These are so nice to use. So nice to use. And then that one, look, I'll show you, I'm going to show you all the stuff. So you don't have to watch the TV show because I'm showing you all the art anyway. This one, this is pretty cool. I'm in love with this one. These are the heart ones. Look, see, so we got the heart backdrop stamps. See the shading on this? This is exactly what we're doing here. You know, like the light grey and then the dark grey? So it ends up looking 3-dimensional. See, I've got more time to show you here than I will have on the telly. See, if I hold it like that, doesn't this look like you could just peel it off? And the sticker as well. It's not a sticker, it's a stamp. That's stamped. But because this is exactly why I think this is good to show you. That shade around here, right, is exactly what I've just done on there, to give you that feeling of lift off. Yeah, and the same with these. This is a complete stamp. Look, that's the stamp there, that one. But it sits over the top of the heart backdrop. Isn't that cool? And then when you look at the stamps, what's that? No, it's not that one I'm using, is it? It's the love. See, this is calm and this is love, and that little heart there. That comes from the other set, so it's a mix and matcher. But they're so fun to use. And then you can see here we've got that backdrop in the background. Yeah. So I'm excited to show you these, and I'm really actually enjoying prepping, really enjoying showing, and you know, like I always say, put the stamps through their paces. When I was doing a mop-up, I've got to show you this as well, because a lot of you'll think, well, that's a little bit grungy for me. You see these, look. So this was a clean-up, but I love this. This was I'm going to have to flatten that, I'll have to iron it. But you see, to me, this is going to make a fantastic background. And that was just cleaning up. That was just isn't that lovely? Yeah. And that's using blacks and browns, which is not colours that you usually go to. Usually we go to, you know, your lovely colours, your colour colours. But again, see, it's the blacks and the browns. That one, that heart I just showed you, that was using brown Let's have a look here. This was using like all grey, I know, Distress Oxide, black soot and something espresso, ground espresso or something. But it just goes to show you when you wash them together, like really hosed it down. I'll show you on Friday in the TV show how I did it. But you get the most beautiful sort of veins in the heart, like bleeding heart sort of thing, you know? Really nice. And again, it's using those colours that we don't necessarily go to. It's the same in that Faber-Castell box, my favourite box. You've got all these lovely colours, right? It's same in, you know, all this lot. Seldom use that. The one I go to most is this one. That one. That was why it was empty. It's always the greys, the boring colours we call them, but they're the best. And that's what we're doing here now, is using, so that's coming together quite nicely. And you could titivate and keep going with this and just add in more shade. See, it's under here, isn't it, that you want to add a bit of depth. So now I'm going with, is that Payne's Grey is a little bit, is that black? No, it's Payne's Grey. Payne's Grey is a good one. Yeah. And that's the one that gives it, that's the one that makes it pop. The Payne's Grey is the one that makes it pop because it's as close to, it's like a really bluey, dark bluey grey. Yeah, see, and the more you do it, the more it pops it out. And then if you want it to get a bit more dimensional, then you just feather out from the, there you go. That'll do for now. I'm not gonna spoil it because I will if I keep going. Thing is, you can't really. It's only shading, isn't it? A bit of shading. With this one here, I'm thinking this might look quite nice if I take a lighter grey, make a bit of a chisel. I wonder if I just went over the top like that, over the actual top of the line, like that, and then went back over the top of this line. It'd be more like a quilt, if you know what I mean. It'd be like, yeah, I know what I mean. There we are. Yes, I like that. So what I wanted to also say is, like, this is the last day that we're going to be working on this. Remember, because we said, didn't we, that we're going to, during the summer months now, we can all get out, and it's probably best if we don't worry about Fridays anymore. Oh, that looks good. So what we're going to do is, on Fridays, we're going to not meet. So we're just going to do Mondays and Wednesdays. And so the thing is, though, next week is a bank holiday Monday, isn't it? So I'm on the telly on Sunday, and then on Monday, trouble is, the truth of the matter is, I haven't got time. I really am up against it at the moment, and because I don't feel 100%, and I know you're going to be fine about it, so I don't even have to feel bad about it. But the point I'm making is that I think on Monday I'm going to take a rain check. That looks good as well. So we won't worry about getting together on Monday. And then, because we're not doing Friday either, it's like, well, forget about Wednesday. Let's have a week off. Let's just have a week off from the shack. Because, see, it's not about, it's no problem sitting here and doing this, but I've got to think about where we're going to go. And I sat down this morning, I thought, when am I going to work that out then? If I've got all this TV this weekend, I'm not going to have time to think about where we're going on our next trip. So, and I know that you're all busy anyway. Well, maybe you're not, but I think it will give us all a chance to catch up. If that's okay with you, then what I would suggest is that today we take a break and we get back together again. We'll get back together again on Monday, the 10th of May. Well, that looks quite nice. Yeah, all right, cool. Monday the 10th of May, how does that sound? So that means that next week's Bank Holiday Monday, well, I'll still be blogging and we're not going anywhere. Let's go to the next one. we're not going anywhere. But right now, this one. But I think just give me a week off. Give us a week off. Gives you a chance to catch up too. And then, right, now let me just think. So what we want to do now is put the shade on this side here. Right, there you go. So the shade's coming in here. There, like that. Yeah, you see what I mean? So the shade's on that side. This is going to look super cool. That's a bit radical, Barbara. Better feather that out a bit. It's because I can't find my sanding block. I don't want to keep sharpening the pencil. So let's go that way then instead. Right, that would be better. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You know, as I'm doing this, I'm looking around and my head's like spiralling, like trying to find the pencil sander. Typical. Yeah, so if that's okay with you, what I would like to say, what I propose as the bus driver of this here SHAC, I would like to propose that we take a break for a week. I'll put the bus in the depot and give it an oil change, and then on Monday the 10th of May we'll get back on the SHAC bus. Yeah, and we'll go somewhere really cool. And do I know what it is? No, if I knew what it was, we could go next Monday. But I haven't let you down yet, have I? There. See, doesn't that look great? Right, and so now we've got the optical illusion. We know where the shade is, you see. That's why you use the lighter one. And then, of course, it's going to be dark in there. Definitely going to be dark on the inside. So let's just add a bit of shade in here. It's definitely going to be dark in there, look. Isn't it? It's just got to be logical. That'll do. And we can always add... Here we go. Shade. Can always add it, and we can always take it away as well. That's a result. Yeah, I like that. Right, Oast House. Oast House. Oast House. Right, the Oast House. Let's get some shading where we would put it. So this is going to be there's going to be an overhang. So it's going to be, that's definitely going to be shadowy. And that's going to be shadowy. So there's an overhang. The roof hangs over the top. That's it. That's going to be a shadow there. And you just go in with the warm grey is a real neutral. There's another grey as well, a light grey. That's quite nice. But you know, if you haven't got, you can use pencils. You can use a HB pencil. That's fine too. Right, so now the roof is going to be shady in there. And because it's round, it's going to be shady there. Definitely going to be shady on that side. Because of the sun. See? It's cool, isn't it? So we put the shade on that side. Shade on that side. Yeah. I'd leave that light, I think. I might bring that around a little bit more. Going to put a little bit more depth in there. Then we can marry up the tree with that tree. So we've done the tree. We don't have to... I'm not done with the tree yet. I need to think about these apples a bit more. Got that and that and that. I've got to do the hills. Got to do the little... Yeah, so we've got a couple of... Got a couple of days to finish this up. And what will be smashing will be to see your work on Facebook, on Clarity Worldwide. Be lovely to see what you do. Whether or not you inject a colour. You see, this is just me now, but I would say maybe, like I've gone in with cream, and I'm going to stick with cream and grey, but maybe a nice brown. Or maybe just a flash. You could do like a flash of blue. You know that. And this is a very nice blue in that set. See, that's a nice colour too. This blue. You know, perhaps, maybe just a little flash of blue. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But it'd be interesting to see what you do too. Whether you decide to. It's your art. It's your artwork, isn't it? Hey? Yeah, I like this one. Right, we need a darker colour now. So I'm going to go in with a darker colour to add. So now we're going to go in with a darker one. Stay closer to the... There, that looks good, doesn't it? So basically what we're doing, right, in a nutshell, if this is the line, let's take a line like that. That's the line. Then you take your lighter colour and you come out, so you establish where you want the shadow to be and you feather it out. You can do circular motions and you come out to about there, right? Light feathery, just sort of airbrush almost. So you go in there like that and then you bring it out, you feather it out. You can go, I'm repeating what I've done in the past. You can cross hatch, you can hatch, you can cross hatch, you can do circular, you know, just to get a nice great graduation of colour, see? And then when you've done that, then go in with a darker colour. But with a darker colour, let's get a bit of a chisel going. When you go into the darker colour, you see how I'm not coming out as far now. So what you do, because we're doing it in miniature, it's difficult to show you. Do it on a larger piece and then you'll get it. So now we stick to the line and then you feather it out. You can either do lighter, so you press hard and you take your foot off the pedal. So you press hard and then you just feather lightly over the top. Press hard, harder. See? So you go along that edge and then you feather out lightly. So I'm pressing harder, take my foot off the pedal. Press a bit harder, take my foot off the pedal. But you see, I'm never going anywhere near as far out as I did with the lighter colour. So you go in a bit darker and then you just feather. In you go. And you can do this till the cows come home, till you're happy with the shade. See? Now there's a complete blend between the two. And you know we've got those blending pens anyway, haven't we? Don't ask me where I've put them. These things. There you go. Boom! Found them easily enough. See, if you want to, let's just put one of them to the side. This is just a quick mini tutorial, right, in shading. So now I've taken that one and I've gone back to there. Right, this is just on a bit of copy paper. So I've done, so you've got light, medium, and now we'll go dark, black. There you go, Payne's grey, dark. Then on the darkest one, you're going to go right in on that edge, right in, like that, and then, and you're doing more of what you did in the middle one, but you just stay right close. So it's like 3/4, a half and a quarter, and then you stay real close on that edge, and then you might go back into the middle one, and because that's a little bit too, there you go. So then you come back out to the next one. So you go to this one, watch, and then go back to the lightest one again and go over the top with the lightest one, and that will give you your complete blend. There you go. So now you've got a complete shade right up to the lightest. See? All the way through to the darkest. And then if you wanted to, see, that's fine, but if you want to blend them in really nicely, then you take your blending pen, dry, don't have to put oil on it, and then you just start blending the colours, and this gives you that smoothness. So what will happen now is this will all smooth into one, like an airbrushed effect. That's the magic of the polychromos, really, or the B pencils. See, and then all we're doing now is just bring that through. And once you've blended like that, if you want to, you can go in and go again. So now I can go in and add another bit of the Payne's grey, the darkest colour, if I wanted to. There you go. And then if you wanted to add a shadow, like there could be a tree here. I see a tree, you see? I see a lone tree and then a shadow coming here, and then say that the sun is here or the moon. Did you see that pink moon last night? I got up at 1 in the morning to have a look and it was white, it had not gone. But say that's the moon, and then you've got a tree there, right? Let's call that a tree, right? And then the shadow would be here, see? So the shadow would fall there, wouldn't it? Like that. So then you could take your darker colour and you could bring the depth over this way a little bit, because your tree is in here, isn't it? Just add a little squiggle tree just to get the idea. A bit darker on that side. See? Like that. Bit of a dodgy tree grey, but that'll do. Okay, like that. And then the shadow is down here. See? And then you just keep teasing it out there. And that makes total sense, doesn't it? Because there's the moon. Light source. Shadow. There you go. And that's in essence, that there is what we're doing here. And all you're doing is the lighter colour, then the next one, the next generation, which will be the medium colour. So now I'm going to come in here, and I'm no expert. I figured out, you know, that it looks nice when it's done. That's all I know. And it's easy. And then I just have to figure out how to show you how it works. You see how, look how effective that is when you start to bring it in. And if it's too dark, you can either rub it out or add a bit more of the lighter colour and treat yourself to one of those sanding blocks. I'm going to treat myself to one. I've got 3. I will find them. That's my job to do in a minute when we call it a day. The first thing I'm going to do is start hunting for these sanding blocks. These 3 that I put together. They can hear me, but they're hiding like the cats. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for today. And sorry about that. And I hope that you have a really fabulous bank holiday weekend. Don't forget to, if you get time on Friday at 9 o'clock, Mixed Media, I'm doing those beautiful stamps that Lucy illustrated. They're fabulous, really nice. And that's Friday 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and then Sunday 2 to 4. Cock-a-doodle-doo. They'll be lovely. Those lovely little miniature. They're beautiful. I've got to prepare for them as well, see? and then Monday bank holiday. Have a lovely Monday. I'm going to take a week off. Paul will be with you on Tuesday. What you should do, if you haven't done it yet, perhaps you would consider signing up for our newsletter. And it's not to ply you with anything. It just helps us tell you where we are, so you can find us and what's going on and what's a special offer. We won't bombard you, and we certainly won't give your information to anybody else. It's just, if you sign up for our newsletter, Paul will give you the link. What you'll find is it will keep you in tune with where you are. Because often I see, oh, I missed this or I missed that. I try to keep up with it on my blog. Blogs carrying on. BarbaraGrayBlog.com. But it would just be a great way, while we're all taking a break, that might not be a bad idea. And I'll be back in the SHAC on Monday, the 10th of May. There you go. So be safe, look after yourselves, and have a great bank holiday weekend. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. And thanks, Paul, for your help.